Hello, teens. How are you? Sarah here, and I have the pleasure of sitting with the wonderful Angie Hilton.
Hello.
Hello, Angie. For those of you who don't know Angie, she is a TV presenter, and entertainer, and she's worked on a lot of shows like Coxie's Big Break, and she has her own show, Destination Happiness, which has been on
hmm
Channel 9. So she's here today to share her wisdom and insight into all things presenting, seeing as though it is presenting week this week. So we're very lucky to have you here, Ange.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm very excited to be here.
Yay! Well, tell us, how did you get into presenting? I've always
Yeah,
wanted to know this,
it's a
actually.
funny thing because I kind of fell into presenting in a
Hmm,
certain way. I was actually singing on a morning show in Ballarat,
really?
and a producer that worked at the station saw me and said, "Would you like to audition for a kids show?" So it was called Good Sports,
Oh, yeah.
and so that was Channel 9, and I did that for a few years, and that was just yeah, that was a good entrance. It was hardly paid at all, but it was a good way for me to learn the craft of what it takes to be a presenter. And then I kind of just stepped on to Coxie's Big Break from that, and then a couple of other shows, What's Up Down Under, and another one, Bread TV, and then now Destination Happiness. But um, as I was saying to you earlier, it's presenting work is it seems to be different to get the actual work because you'll find with an agent, or this is what I found, agents don't seem to hear about the presenting
Yeah,
work.
right.
So what I found is I had to contact the producers directly, and my thing was to be politely persistent. So every few months, maybe just touching base, seeing if anything's happening. Here's my latest show reel. Just really just reminding them that you're there because people have said to me about presenting that timing is everything. So yeah, just being in their face at the right time when they're making a new TV show is the way to go. Mm.
That is such great advice. You can't just get an agent and
Yeah,
go, oh, they'll call
that's
me if
right. And
something
I
comes up.
did think that I got some great agents, and then I sat there waiting, and nothing happened. So not even auditions for presenting roles. They just don't seem to
Don't
come
seem to
up.
happen. Yeah, so you got
Mm.
to really just do it yourself.
Yeah, I'd be looking up who are the production companies that are making lifestyle TV or whatever it is you want to be in, and just finding out who the right person is to send it to, and just being in contact. But yeah, just try to find that balance of not being in their face too much, but being polite and reminding them that you're there.
That you're there.
Mm.
Yeah, you take it into your own hands. I love that.
Mm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Being proactive.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us about with with presenting work, because a lot of us are actors, and I myself, like with acting, I know that like I get on a set and there's a director there, and I get a script and the director.
Mm.
How does it work in a
Yeah.
presenting show?
Presenting can be very like there's no rules. So
Okay.
sometimes, if I'm lucky, I'll get a piece to camera written out for me or a script. Not very often. Sometimes it'll be say something like this, or can you put something together? We're standing in, Cradle Mountain, and we're looking over this sea, and we've just been here, and we're just going there, and can you just put something like that together? So
Right.
sometimes I'll be on my phone just writing something and just saying, is this okay? And then just wing it and throw it out there. And then other times I'll get a script, and sometimes with a script, I actually find it harder because to memorize someone else's words
Yeah.
takes me a bit. But you can feel confident also because with presenting, you want to be yourself. That's what they want you to be. You're not acting as anything, but you're trying to be the best version of yourself, the most sort of entertaining version of yourself. So you can get a script that it might say, you say it out loud a few times and you think, I wouldn't say it like that. And say to the producer, do you mind if I just say it like this, which means the same thing, but you're putting it in a way that's going to sound natural to your personality. So I would encourage you to feel confident to suggest that because they want the best from you as well. So they want you to deliver it in the most natural way.
That's a good tip.
Mm.
Awesome. So, talk to us about Destination Happiness, because you made the change from presenting on another show from another production company to actually having an idea and then creating a show from it. How did you go about that? How did that all happen?
Well, I was working on What's Up Down Under for a few years, I think about 5 years, and I could see how they were running it, and I thought, I feel like I could potentially try to do this, even though I had no producing experience. But I felt passionate about the topic of mental health and well-being and happiness, and I just thought, wouldn't it be great to combine TV with my passion? And that's where I came up with this concept for Destination Happiness. But then there's one thing to come up with a concept and then the next thing to get it to air. So once I had the concept, I filmed a pilot episode and then got in front of the networks, which is really hard in itself to get the right person and to get them to see you when you're nobody in their eyes.
So you actually go in and pitch your idea
to the to the programmers. That was terrifying.
Really?
My husband helped with that. He's a very good salesman.
Yeah.
So he came along with me. But yeah, if you've got a good solid idea, sometimes you don't even need to have the full pilot because that can be time consuming and costly. If you've got a great idea and you can put it together in a nice presentation pitch, there are avenues to get that pitch in front of them as well. You don't necessarily have to go in and have meetings and that sort of thing. But when we got in front of Channel 9, it was another, I think, year or two before they gave us the final tick of approval to go ahead.
Wow.
And then once they said go ahead, then people think that, I think people presume that the network pays for your show, but we're a brand-funded TV show, so we had to get sponsors to pay for us to produce the show.
Oh.
So we had to raise a lot of money to produce it ourselves.
So you would go to companies and say, hey, you're a wellbeing brand, can you come on board? And then you'd have to pitch almost to them as well.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of sales involved,
wow,
which I was not thinking of. I was just thinking, I want to make a show about happiness. Didn't see all these steps that had to come first.
But I bet you've learnt a lot. What are some of the things you've learnt from creating your own show? Where do we start?
Well, I've learned that you need an excellent team, and they all, when you're making brand funded shows, obviously your budget is really thin. You want to create the best version you can for in the most economical way. So you've got to have a great team who are flexible with their ideas and people who can do more than one role usually. So I was presenting and doing, script writing and a bit of producing, and my camera guy was doing the same thing, lots of different roles. So you need a great team. You need to be so persistent, because when you're in the thick of it, once you've started making it, you cannot stop. So you've got to be prepared to work really hard, and then you get to the end and you go, now I can actually celebrate that we got through that. So it feels like a big achievement once you do it.
Achievement.
Yeah.
You guys, if you haven't seen it, check out Destination Happiness. We'll actually put a few clips, some YouTube links and stuff, so you can have a bit of a look. But it is a really great show.
You should even show them my blooper.
I will show them your bloopers. So you do bloopers?
Oh, I love bloopers.
Yeah?
I'd like to make a show of bloopers. They're the funniest
best, aren't
parts. And the one that they're going to show you, actually, I can show it because I didn't actually break my leg, so I can laugh about it.
It involves a hole, and it is very
big
funny.
hole. A big hole. I think I was set up, to be honest.
So you don't get it right all the time, every time.
No.
There's bloopers that happen, but you just be persistent and keep going.
Yes. There's another blooper I have actually, and I had to say the words patent pending.
That's hard.
It was about a caravan that I was trying to sell, patent pending. And oh my gosh, I feel like I probably did 25 takes, and by the end I'm laughing so hysterically because I can't say patent pending.
You've got it now.
Yeah, I can now.
Oh, wow. So you have a bit of fun along the way.
Oh, we have a lot of
well.
fun. Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
So what would be your advice if you were a teenager now and you were interested in getting into presenting, or you had something you're really passionate about that you wanted to get across, what would you do?
I think in this day and age, the best way to practice your presenting is to start a YouTube channel and pick a topic that you're passionate about. Whether it's, I love dogs and everything goes into creating this little thing about dogs, or if you love people, interviewing, like this sort of thing, just find the interesting part about whatever you're talking about. Like if I was to talk to you about your life and wanted to, find out, like, Sarah, what was your most embarrassing moment of your life? Can you reflect back? Like, as soon as you ask something like that, people really have to think
They
about,
do.
and everyone's waiting for that answer. Come on, Sarah, what was it?
Most embarrassing moment of my life. I did crash a rowboat once.
She crashed a rowboat.
Yeah.
See, we got the juice.
Yeah.
You kind of want to look for the juice, the excitement in the story. Or if you find that truth, if you get into people's truth, it keeps everyone's attention. If you keep it too surfacey, then people tend to tune out. But if we're talking about real things, that's a good way to interview people, I think. Just really getting into what makes them tick.
It's kind of like you got to be really curious, I guess.
Curious, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I think, following your passions, because people will know you're being authentic when you're talking about what you're really into, and just experimenting with your personality. Film yourself, watch it back, but you don't want to put on a personality. Well, although some probably do. I think that you should try to be authentic and be a slightly bigger version of yourself just to keep people's attention. So I could talk to the camera like this and you might listen for a few seconds and then you get bored. But if I talk, I can't even talk. If you talk, with a bit more enthusiasm, but you're still being yourself and you're engaged with whoever you're talking to, you're kind of creating that, I don't know, it's like everyone's excited to be here.
Yeah.
I describe it sometimes as like it's your party and you're the host and you want everyone to have a good time. So you want to make sure they're listening and they're engaged and everyone's having fun.
I love that. So think of yourself as a party host. That's really great. YouTube channels, because I know there are a lot of our teens out there that, have got a YouTube channel. And this week's task is all about presenting on what you're passionate about. Who knows? This might be the start of something amazing for some of you.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And they say if you can try to post weekly, post something weekly, just get in the rhythm. That's the hardest part, I think, in establishing a YouTube channel is that regularity. But if you just commit to it, don't overthink it, don't analyze, should I do this? Shouldn't just do it. That's what the experts say. Just do it. You can always take it down if you don't like it later. But just get in the rhythm.
Keep putting it out there. It's kind of vulnerable, isn't it? But
Yeah.
you've got to just work through that and keep putting it out there and putting it out there and
Absolutely.
be brave.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Angie. Thanks for having a chat to us. And
Anytime.
And I'd like to get you in the future to talk
Love
further
to.
about this because it's very, very interesting. And I know that we have a lot of teens that I think would do fantastically in this field.
Wonderful.
So there you go, guys. Thank you so much, Angie.
Welcome.
And enjoy creating your presenting segments. It's over to you now. We can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Have fun. Bye.